Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review America's Burning, and this is a new documentary from director David Smick, and this focuses on the Great Divide and the fragile state of the United States, and how both sides have become so polarized. Hate has taken over, and in some ways we're on the verge of many people, and very vocal people, calling for civil war, secession, and to keep breaking open this divide and villainizing everybody. And this film, which is narrated by Michael Douglas, which I feel like that was a great choice. He has that very classic kind of voice. He sounds like he could be that voice of reason as we're guiding through this documentary. And there's a few storytelling techniques that I found pretty impactful, where it cuts into a TV and it's a bunch of fake newscasts of what could happen if there is an actual civil war. And then later in the film, newscasts of what could happen if we elect a president who unifies us and brings us together and tries to act on the elements of this country that are causing this divide. I think this film has ideas and it has a plan, and I feel like that's visualized in that particular section of the film. Sure, this film comes off as preachy, and I do feel like at moments it kind of overly simplifies some of the divide, but this is such a breath of fresh air in a time where everything is so divided, hate conquers so much, that this film is about wanting to bring Americans together, and specifically bring Americans together, and to take a step back and realize that there's a lot of big corporations and media and social media corporations and politicians. They're the ones stirring the pot and trying to turn us against each other. And there's some really powerful moments of, you have a Black Lives Matter activist who gets up on stage and connects with people on the right, because it's like, I'm proud to be an American. I am a Christian. I care about us. And like basic common sense things like, if a cop is bad, you fire him like you fire a bad lawyer or a bad politician. It's just like, that's it. If they're not doing the job correctly and harming people, it's reasonable to say they shouldn't have that job. And that particular scene captured, like, people were clapping and realizing, oh, wait a minute. Maybe we're not so far off on some of these things that have been framed against each other. And I feel like this film has a great value of community and really hitting down on the elements of what can actually bring people together, and that is community. It's not like, I know, go on social media and it's like headline, Anchor absolutely destroys, Ted Cruz. You watch the clip. Ted Cruz left this interview just as embattled and entrenched and completely oblivious to being, like, destroyed as he went into the interview. That headline's only feeding to the people from one perspective. This film's focusing on, you're not going to change people's minds with numbers and trying to be like, you're wrong. You're going to change by connecting with people and helping them realize that maybe we're not so different. Obviously, and where some of the simplification comes in, that's a hard thing, especially when there's deep-seated racism and homophobia and things like that that call upon violence towards people. But I feel like in 83 minutes, this documentary is able to frame such an important thing, which is hope, inspiration, and trying to bring this country together. And it has ideas, and it has actionable items to try to do those things. In the end, I think this is a well put together, well narrated, well told message of hope and togetherness, and a film that, despite smoothing over and simplifying some things, really understands what the core issue is, and that's bringing people together. But those are my thoughts on America's Burning. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.